Hey wrestling fam, welcome back to the channel where we dive into the most emotional, shocking, and unforgettable moments in WWE history, and today's story is one of those rare and heartbreaking tragedies that shake not only the wrestling business but also everyone who has ever cheered for, worked with, or even briefly encountered one of its brightest stars, because in a devastating turn of events the entire WWE universe is mourning alongside Bianca Belair after the sudden and tragic loss of her husband Montez Ford, whose life was cut short earlier today in a catastrophic house fire that has left fans, colleagues, and loved ones stunned in disbelief. According to the details emerging from the scene, Montez Ford was at home when the fire erupted, spreading quickly through the structure, and despite the heroic and tireless efforts of local firefighters who battled the blaze under harrowing conditions to reach him, the flames proved too intense and the smoke too heavy, trapping Ford inside and ultimately leading to him being pronounced dead at the scene. His passing is the kind of news that stops the wrestling world in its tracks, as it did today, with messages of shock, grief, and remembrance flooding in within minutes from fellow wrestlers, commentators, backstage personnel, and fans around the globe, because Ford wasn't just another performer on the roster, he was a phenomenon in his own right, one half of the wildly popular and multiple-time championship-winning tag team the Street Profits alongside Angelo Dawkins, a team whose infectious energy, celebratory entrances, and ability to connect instantly with the crowd made them one of the most beloved acts in WWE, whether in front of thousands of screaming fans in arenas around the world or millions watching from home. Montez Ford's trademark high-flying offense, his dazzling athleticism, his unmatched charisma, and that ever-present smile made him impossible not to root for. His in-ring work was exhilarating and crisp, his promo skills sharp and engaging, and his presence both backstage and in the spotlight was consistently uplifting to those around him. Bianca Belair, the reigning WWE Raw Women's Champion and his devoted wife of several years, has yet to make a public statement, but it is painfully evident that she is facing a personal loss of immeasurable depth. The two shared a marriage built on love, friendship, and mutual respect, one that fans admired for its authenticity and warmth. They were often seen supporting one another publicly, celebrating each other's victories and navigating the demands of their careers side by side. For Bianca, the absence of her life partner is a heartbreak that no championship, no accolade, and no public tribute could ever soften. This is a wound that reaches into the deepest part of her life, far beyond the spotlight of the ring. Tributes to Montez Ford have been pouring in from every corner of the wrestling industry and beyond, with WWE superstars past and present taking to social media to share their memories of a man whose spirit touched everyone he met. Some spoke of how Ford went out of his way to welcome new talent, offering advice, encouragement, and a friendly ear during the grueling road schedule. Others recalled his humor, his positive energy, and the way he could light up an entire locker room even after the toughest of shows. Fans have responded with a wave of emotional posts, from sharing video clips of his most iconic in-ring moments to creating artwork in his honor to recounting the joy they felt the first time they saw him perform. It is clear from the overwhelming reaction that Montez Ford was more than just a talented wrestler. He was a symbol of joy, perseverance, and connection, a man whose authenticity shone through in every interaction. Professionally, Montez Ford's future seemed limitless. Many had predicted that his already impressive career with the Street Profits was only the beginning, and that a major singles run complete with championship gold was not a matter of if but when. He had the rare combination of skill, charisma, and marketability that WWE treasures, and yet it was his humanity, his genuine kindness, his humility, his generosity, that left the deepest impression on those who knew him personally. The void his passing leaves is immense, not only for Bianca Belair and his family but for the WWE universe at large, as they come to grips with the fact that such a vibrant light has been extinguished far too soon. Bianca now faces the long road of grief and healing, one she will not have to walk alone, as the wrestling world has closed ranks around her, offering love, support, and space to mourn in her own time. The wrestling community is like a family, and in moments like this it is at its strongest, rallying together in solidarity as fans and colleagues reflect on the life of Montez Ford. They will remember the way he soared through the air with effortless grace, the way he made each crowd feel like they were part of the show, and the way he carried himself with dignity and respect every single day, whether he was headlining an event or sharing a quiet moment with friends backstage. His legacy will not be defined solely by the matches he won or the titles he held, but by the lives he touched and the joy he spread in a business often defined by rivalries and drama. Montez Ford was a reminder of the heart that beats at the center of it all, a man whose presence could lift spirits, whose laughter could ease tension, and whose drive inspired those who dreamed of standing where he stood. He will be remembered not just as a gifted performer but as a loving husband, a devoted friend, and a man who left the world brighter than he found it. His loss is immeasurable, his absence profound, and yet his impact will continue to be felt in the stories told by those who loved him, in the matches that will be replayed for years to come, and in the hearts of fans who will never forget the energy, the passion, and the joy he brought to WWE. Montez Ford will be missed every single day by Bianca, by his friends, by his fans, and by the entire wrestling community, but his legacy will remain unshakable, living on through the memories, the inspiration, and the love he shared with the world. Hey wrestling fam, welcome back to the channel where we break down the most emotional and shocking moments in WWE history, and today's story is one that has shaken the entire wrestling world to its core. In a heartbreaking and devastating turn of events, the WWE Universe is mourning alongside Bianca Belair after the sudden and tragic loss of her husband Montez Ford, who passed away earlier today in a catastrophic house fire. The details emerging paint a scene of unimaginable tragedy as Ford, who was at home when the fire broke out, became trapped inside the residence, and despite the heroic and relentless efforts of firefighters to rescue him, the blaze proved too powerful and he was ultimately pronounced dead at the scene. News of Montez Ford's passing has spread like wildfire across the wrestling community, leaving fans, fellow superstars, and industry insiders in deep shock and disbelief. Ford was more than just a performer, he was one half of the wildly popular tag team the Street Profits alongside Angelo Dawkins, a team beloved for their energy, charisma, and championship pedigree. Their high-flying, fast-paced style combined with Ford's electric personality had made them fan favorites all over the world. His smile, his athleticism, and his undeniable connection with the crowd made him one of the most charismatic superstars of his generation. Bianca Belair, the reigning WWE Raw Women's Champion and Ford's wife of several years, has not yet released a public statement, but it is painfully clear that she is grappling with an overwhelming wave of grief. The two shared a love story that fans admired for its authenticity and joy, and now Bianca faces the unbearable reality of life without her partner. Losing a spouse is a wound that cuts deeper than words can capture, and for someone in the public eye, the pain is magnified by the constant attention and outpouring of emotion from the world around her. Tributes have been pouring in from across the wrestling industry, with current and former WWE superstars posting heartfelt messages, sharing personal stories, and recalling moments where Montez Ford's warmth and positivity left a lasting mark on their lives. Colleagues spoke of his generosity backstage, his willingness to mentor younger talent, and his ability to make everyone feel valued both in and out of the ring. Fans too have flooded social media with clips of his most iconic performances, heartfelt fan art, and words of support for Bianca and her family. Many recount the first time they saw him perform and how his energy instantly made them a fan. Montez Ford's future in WWE had seemed limitless, with the Street Profits continuing to be a dominant force in the tag team division, and Ford himself being viewed by many as a potential breakout singles star. The loss of his life not only robs the wrestling world of a gifted performer but also of a man whose presence lit up up every room he walked into. His tragic passing is a reminder of how fragile life can be and how quickly everything can change in an instant. As Bianca Belair begins the difficult journey through grief, she will not walk alone. The wrestling community stands firmly behind her, offering love, prayers and unwavering support, though the pain will linger and the absence will be felt for years to come. Montez Ford's spirit, his laughter, his unforgettable performances and the joy he brought to millions will endure in memory and in legacy. The WWE Universe will remember him not just as a phenomenal athlete but as a man who gave his all every single time he stepped into the ring, and whose light will continue to shine through the stories told by those who loved and admired him. Montez Ford will be missed deeply and profoundly by fans, fellow wrestlers and all who were fortunate enough to cross his path.